Hi, we're here with Michael Pitt. He's here to talk about iOrigins for the playlist with IndieWire. Welcome.
How you doing?
Good. So let's just start with congratulations. Everyone's talking about this movie.
Thank you.
It's kind of the big hit so far from among the circle I've been talking to. So how does that feel?
It feels great. You know, I'm really happy. Everyone involved is really great. So it always feels good when people enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. So what attracted you to the story? Was it the script? Was it working with Mike Cahill? All of the above?
Well, there wasn't a script when I met with Mike. So I mean, the biggest attraction was the character, and then the director, Mike Cahill.
Mm-hmm. And what attracted you to the character?
The character was something different than I've ever played, and what attracted me to Mike as a director was that he was his technical ability in filmmaking was so high, even though he had made very many films. He spent time as a cameraman. He was an editor for a while. His first film was quite a debut film.
Yeah.
And his energy.
Great. So I was going to ask you how early you came into the film. So he started talking to you early on?
We just met on a general meeting, and we didn't meet for anything really, just to meet. We met in a cafe in Brooklyn. He talked about this idea. We started going back and forth about the idea, and then the next day he sent me a synopsis, and I sent him some stuff, and he sent me some stuff back, and then I think probably in like 3 weeks he had written the script.
Wow, how long ago was that?
That was like 4 weeks ago. That was maybe a year ago.
Okay. Oh, so it was fast. This whole thing was
so
fast. Tell me about it.
We did this so fast.
When did you start filming?
Now you're asking me dates and stuff.
Well,
I've made 3 independent films in the meantime, so
okay.
I don't even know what day it is today.
Okay.
But yeah, we did it like extremely fast.
Did you shoot in America first or in India?
We shot all New York and Connecticut and upstate New York first, and then we ended up in India.
Had you ever been to India before?
Never before.
What was that like?
It's amazing. It was amazing. I unfortunately I would have stayed even after the filming for a while and traveled for a while, but I couldn't. I had to get back and shoot another film.
How long were you there?
Not that long. I think maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but they were an intense 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. What was different about? I mean, what did you like about India?
Well, my work over there, a lot of the work over there that I had to do was with a non-actor Kashish, who was actually a girl that they found at an orphanage, and she became, the actress I was playing opposite. And so that was a very inspiring and very intense experience.
Did she? I mean, I don't want to give too much away about the film, but did she speak English?
Very little.
Okay. So did she learn lines or?
She learned a lot. During the shooting, she just kind of, she developed the process. Which was really amazing.
She's really amazing. She's an amazing find.
She's great.
Yeah. So how does Mike work with the cast? Do you guys rehearse? Is there a script? Is it improv? How do you guys all work together?
Well, like I said, we developed this really organic relationship where he was kind of working it out as he went along.
Okay.
And I would put something in the pot, Brit would put something in the pot, Astrid would put something in the pot, and then he'd sort of arrange it and orchestrate it and edit it, and then he came up with this amazing script.
So you shot in sequence?
No, we didn't. Did we shoot in sequence? I didn't shoot in sequence.
Okay.
I think we definitely shot. We shoot in sequence. No, we didn't shoot in sequence.
Okay.
It's almost
It's hard to.
it's almost impossible to shoot in sequence in
Right.
film. But what we did do is there are sections of the film, and those we tried to shoot in sequence,
I
which
see.
is really helpful.
So then within the sequence it was okay. So the directors that you've worked with are really legendary. You have an amazing career.
I've been really lucky.
Yeah. So what do you look for in a director? How does that is that a decision process that you make, or has it all just kind of come to you? I mean,
I think that I was always interested in maybe off-the-beat movies that weren't very popular within the mainstream. I've tended to gravitate towards that in everything, like even music and in writing. It's just more of a, you feel like you have like this special thing that you know about that you can turn people on to, and so I guess I had met Gus Van Sant at a pretty young age. Gus kind of mentored me, was sort of cultivating that, and really opened my eyes to a lot of great filmmakers, and that's sort of became my criteria of making movies.
Is the people and they're. How old were you when you started acting?
I think my first, I'd always kind of thought about doing it. When I was a kid, I wanted to do anything, I wanted to be a rock star, I wanted to paint, I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a director, I wanted to be a writer, my first real professional job, I think I got when I was about 19. It was a play.
And let's switch gears, and can you talk about the research that you did for this role? Because I read somewhere that you guys met with scientists to kind of learn how to make things look authentic in the film.
Yeah, Mike's brother is a molecular biologist named Hugh.
Okay.
So he spent a lot of time with me. Mike turned me on to a bunch of books. We read a lot of, we swapped books a lot and research material. Then Hugh had set up some time for us to sort of be at the Hopkins Research Lab in Baltimore, which was pretty amazing. And all the scientists there were amazing to us, and they actually let us, hang out, and they spent so much time with us. Me and Brit spent a lot of time in there. They let us actually, do some very minimal experiments and go through some of the motions that they go through on a daily basis, and then just talk to us and talk to us about their work and what they're doing, which was extremely fascinating for me. It was so different than my ambitions, but so similar in a lot of ways. Not taking the big payday, doing research that really, really mattered, and having these talents, but trying to put them in the right place, and
really interesting
not reaping the benefits they would if they worked for a pharmaceutical company or something like that. So just personally, I identified a little bit with that.
That's a really...
And I respected them.
You've worked in television and in film. Can you talk a little, as an actor, what's the difference between working on a film and then creating kind of a long-term character like you were able to do with Boardwalk Empire?
I think the biggest, the biggest difference between film and television is the director, for me, is kind of one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. And in television, it's not the case at all. actually, the director may have the least amount of power in the, you know.
'Cause it changes from week to week, and yeah.
Changes from week to week, and yeah.
And they're not shaping the story necessarily. They're just
Well, yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I know. I mean, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah.
That's one major difference.
Yeah.
That, you know, when you ask me, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Is there a luxury to being able to kind of develop a character over time?
Absolutely. There's a luxury. You have time to. I mean, you have time.
Yeah.
You know? It's funny when I'm doing a television show. It's like, you know, very often you'll hear people who make the show talk about, well, you know, this isn't a film. We don't have a lot of time. And all I experience is a lot of time, you know. But maybe that's perhaps because I've worked a lot on independent films.
Right.
But as far as like having time to develop and having time to shoot, I've had a lot more time on television shows than I have in making indie films.
What's next for you? I understand you've written and produced a film that's already wrapped. Yeah. So is that a new experience for you to be on that side of things, or?
Yeah. Yes and no. You know, I think, you know, it's kind of the first time that I'm getting credit. You know.
Okay.
But it's a lot.
Can you tell us about the project?
The project it's based on a book called You Can't Win. It's like an underground book that was published in the 1920s. It's about a hobo, kind of transient hobo thief. He wrote a book in jail. He wrote one book and went on the bestsellers list, and then he disappeared. And this manuscript kind of really influenced William Burroughs. It influenced. There's sort of these elite kind of writers, a lot from the Beat generation, who knew about this manuscript, and so we're bringing that to life.
How did you learn about it?
How did I learn about it? The first time I learned about it, well, it was sent to me.
Okay.
You know, it was sent, the book was sent to me, and then I started asking questions, asking just friends of mine. I asked Thurston Moore, who's a musician, and I actually asked Patti Smith, and they had both read it and were raving about it. And, I remember Patti told me that she read it in William Burroughs' bunker.
Oh my God!
Which is just like so.
Yeah.
I was having a fan moment.
You have an interesting life.
Thank you.
So Sundance is not a new experience for you, but it's exciting to premiere a film here, I think. And,
Yeah.
and why do you think film festivals are important for this kind of movie that you've kind of excelled in?
You know, to be honest, like I was actually thinking about that today, and when we were, I guess we did a screening for the audience today, and we did a Q&A after, and just seeing everyone in the audience and listening to their questions. It's just, you know, it's people who love cinema, love film, who respect it, who want to see it grow, and that's kind of, you know, when you work so hard on passion projects, I mean, that's who you want to play to. And so that's why film festivals, I think, are really important. I mean, it's a meeting of all these people.
Does Sundance have a special place for you with memories of other films?
What do you mean?
The Sundance, like, you've had other films at Sundance before, yeah?
Well, my first film was in Sundance.
Which one?
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Right, of course.
So that was pretty crazy, you know. That was definitely a crazy experience.
So you've gotten a little more used to it, or is it still?
What do you mean?
To coming to festivals, have you gotten a little more used to the process?
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. The only thing I actually like going to the festivals when I don't have a movie there, to tell you the truth.
To go see movies and
yeah. Like people hate that. Like when I talk to other actors, they're like, "Why are you gonna go if you don't have anything going there?" It's like because then you can actually watch films and, you know, talk to people.
And be part of that audience.
I actually enjoy that, you know, more.
Who are some of your favorite filmmakers?
Kubrick is one. You know, it's I really like Costa Rica.
So as we're talking,
Who else? I mean, Kubrick is definitely high up there. But to me, I mean, I've been really fucking blessed because I'm sorry, I need to curse to really, make my point on that because I've been able to work with a lot of filmmakers who were my favorite filmmakers.
Yeah. I mean, just reviewing your bio, I was just like, wow, oh yeah, and that, and you know, Scorsese and Van Zandt and Bertolucci, and you've really had an amazing career. So
yeah, I've been really lucky.
I like what you're doing.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
stay with it.
It means a lot. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.